Good evening, my beloved brothers and sisters. You don't have to adjust your telephones, your iPads, your laptops, your computers. There's no need for that. It's me. It's your apostle Joseph Isaiah Benjamin. And normally I don't come on the air on a Friday night. That's because I'm either preparing for the Sabbath or before it got darker, I went out to eat before the Sabbath. But I wanted to come on here tonight and I wanted to be transparent with you. I'm not about formalities, but I am about order. You see, it's not a secret the kind of times that we're living in. It's no secret about how dark and how dangerous times really are. It's not a secret just how dark and dangerous people really are. Let's face it. These are truly the darkest times any of us have ever faced. I remember when I was younger, and I would study the Bible about how the end times would be. I had no idea that 20 plus years later, I would be an eyewitness to the very same prophecies that I studied as a youngster. But in recent weeks, in recent times, the truth is, I don't see people getting better. I see people getting worse. But to make the situation of people getting worse even more serious, I see the sons and the daughters of the Most High still hurting. See, the more seasoned I become, the more I realize just why people walks away from these churches, these mosques, these synagogues, and other houses of religious worship. But you see, I want to speak for myself when I tell you I didn't walk away from the church. I just began to walk deeper into obedience to the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. You see, a lot of us didn't leave because we hate the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. We left these respective places of religious worship because we love and respect the Most High Yahuwah Elohim too much to keep playing games. And by me being his mouthpiece, I'm not running from accountability. I got sick and tired of the hypocrisy of performance. That is what I was running away from, performance. And none of you that have left these places of so-called worship, you're not crazy, because you choose obedience over a building. I know for a fact you didn't walk away from the church like I did. Or did I? Nah. I don't consider me walking away from the church. I walked deeper into obedience, just like you did. Because people are looking for something that's honest and legitimate, because they're hurting on the inside. Have you paid attention to these sermons that these so-called Christians have been preaching over and over and over again? Have you? It's recycled sermons. And all of these same old, stale, recycled sermons, they never talk about righteousness. They never talk about holiness. They never talk about being obedient to the will and the way of the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. It's always He'll make a way. It's always God is love. And I'm not saying that the Most High is not love. He is. But these churches are always trying to make the Most High out to be a pushover, a chump, a doormat. And you think that you're not going to get away with your continued rebellious spirit and your complete disobedience and your defiance of the Most High? No. Again, I tell you, I didn't walk away from the church. I walked deeper into obedience to the will and the ways of the Most High for my life. Now, before some of you will go ahead in the comment thread and you talk about passages of scripture where it says that all of the believers should get together, like 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 26, right? And St. Luke chapter 22, verse 19. I get it. Believe me, I do. I get it. But I want to tell you something. What sense does it make to be assembled together, assemble ourselves together, if we are not being helped? And if the preacher is always preaching watered down sermons, what's the point? And see, I'm purposely redundant when I tell you I did not walk away from the church. I decided to walk deeper in obedience to the will and the way of the Most High. I'm not rebellious. I choose to obey the Most High Yahuwah Elohim more so than unrighteous systems, unholy systems. I'm not a church hater. I'm just one that resists the system. And I obeyed the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. That's the difference between myself and the rest of these churches. I'm not against the people of the Most High, but I am against any and all systems that asks me to disobey him and to just because to stay accepted and embraced by the people. I'm not rebellious. I just choose to obey the will of the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. Let me ask you a question. If everything that I'm telling you right now is really hitting home, this is what I would like for you to do in the comment thread. If this is you, you're feeling everything, in the comment thread, drop obedience. If my words is striking you, is hitting home with you, drop obedience in the comment thread so you know for a fact you are not alone. And let's face it, I know for a fact that there are plenty of people that deserves peace and tranquility. You cherry pick what the scripture teaches, and you cherry pick those who you really want to care about. And in addition to us not hating the Most High and not leaving the Most High's churches because of him, but there was a restlessness in our hearts, in our minds, in our spirits. We got sick and tired of playing politics and performance. We got sick and tired of bowing to politics, church politics, and performance. If my words are really starting to hit home for you, type obey YAH in the comments so we can become a tribe. We got to obey the Most High Yahuwah Elohim and not these man-made systems. As you all know, I've been a preacher for 25 years. I've been an elder for 25 years. I've been an apostle for 25 years. I'm the son, the grandson, and the great-grandson of Baptist preachers. I started off as a Baptist preacher. I am the fourth generation Baptist preacher. I didn't see it right away. But as I began to mature and grow and develop, I began to see things that nobody else could see or would see. I began to see just how lawless these churches really are. They're not really about saving souls. A lot of these churches really are not servants of the people. They're servants of this lawless system. Just because a building is a beautiful edifice, it's a beautiful cathedral of sorts. A lot of these churches have the label of Ichabod because at one time, these churches were, I believe, they were in divine favor with the Most High, but They got too comfortable. They allowed the beauty and the ooh-ah of the building. Cushioned pews, air-conditioned buildings. They got comfortable and they forsook the Most High. But the church is supposed to meet the needs and administer to the needs of the brokenhearted, those that are grieving, those that are dealing with and wrestling with guilt and confusion. Look, usually I have some notes with me, but I don't have any notes tonight. This ain't the time for notes. I'm being real, I'm being honest, I'm being raw with you. And see, it's strange that when you truly read the word for yourself and you truly study the word for yourself and you obey that word and you're no longer a lawless, guess what happens? Then they're going to accuse you of being unbiblical. You're not a rebel. You're a son of the Most High. You're not a rebel. You're a daughter of the Most High. You didn't walk away from the church. You decided to walk deeper into obedience to the will and the way of the Father. So if you really love the Most High Yahuwah Elohim and you're done playing these games of the church, you're tired of playing church games, church politics, performance. They got hot lips, cold hearts, and stiff necks. If that's who you really are, you're tired of being tired, embrace it. Embrace it. I know for a fact, especially during this time of the Gregorian calendar year, I know for a fact that you're disappointed, you're grieving the loss of a loved one. But I want this ministry to be a place for all backsliders, system weary believers, and hungry Bible students that's willing to obey scripture, that wants your strongholds broken, and you truly want to be healed. If you're looking for a place to grow in obedience to the Most High without all of the performance and the politics and the games and the hypocrisy, then you come to the right place. If you have backslidden, it's not too late. The Most High wants to help you. He's willing to help you, but you've got to give him something to work with. This is what you have to do for yourself. And see, when you know for a fact that you didn't walk away from the church and you walk deeper into obedience, this is not just some cute quote. This is more or less a movement statement. You're hurting. You feel empty on the inside. You've allowed life's bitter blows to turn you bitter, and you know that something is wrong and you're in search. You've come to the right place. You're not crazy, and you're not alone. I have a renewed, a resurrected would be a better word. I have a resurrected resolve. It's resurrected, it's resolved, it's brand new. That I'm willing to do anything and everything I can to preach to you what no other churches are preaching to you, because either they don't know or they do know, and they deliberately want to keep you in the dark. And as I close, I want to let you know, I'm going to inform you right now. When I come back on the air tomorrow, I'm going to finish up this little mini series on the ant. The reason why I'm going to finish up this mini series on the ant is because we've all have got to prepare. We've got to prepare for what is to come. We have to. Governments shut down, but heaven never shuts down. Food stamps may get cut off, but the Most High never cuts himself off from his children that seeks his face. Because the record is, if you draw nigh unto the Most High, he'll draw nigh to you. You didn't walk away from church. You chose obedience. And that's the best decision you could ever make. If this is your experience, and I'm purposely redundant because I know for a fact I am not the only one that feels this way. You, ma'am, you, sir, you, brother, you, sister, you're not alone. No, you are not alone. And I deliberately placed that new avatar on there because this is what I want this ministry to be. This is what this ministry is. The house of bread. The bread of heaven and the living waters. Because I know you're sick and tired of always getting crumbs from off the table. So join me tomorrow as I conclude a little mini series on the ant. And we're not just preparing for the future in terms of the earth undergoing a metamorphosis and having to keep up. But as long as I have breath in my body, as long as the Most High keeps me healthy, and I do everything I can to keep myself healthy, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you, me, us will be able to truly grow in the grace and in the knowledge of the Most High Yahuwah Elohim. Until we meet again, beloved, Shalom Aleichem. Most High willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Shalom Aleichem.